Hey guys, it's Bekah. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about when you should book your DVC rental. Everybody has a different style of Disney vacation planning. Some people like to plan over a year in advance. Some people plan in that 6 to 8 month window. Other people are a little more last minute and like to plan things out 1 to 3 months out. So there is no right or wrong way to book your Disney vacation. But if you are going to rent DVC points, it's helpful to have a realistic expectation of what is going to be available. So before we get into it, make sure that you are subscribed if you are not already. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And let's get started. I also wanted to add that if you are considering renting DVC points, I always recommend David's DVC rental. We have booked several Disney vacations through them, and every single time has been a fabulous experience. We just love them. So definitely check them out. I do have an affiliate link with them below. So if you are gonna rent DVC points, I would love for you to use my link. It does help support my channel. So let's go ahead and jump into it. A lot of the information that I'm going to be covering is coming from David's DVC rental website. They actually have a tab called When to Book. So I'll link that below if you are interested in maybe diving a little deeper than this video and getting more of a month-by-month timeline of what's available and almost like a room by room category. I mean, this list is very detailed and they spell out exactly what's recommended that you book each month. So I'm not going to go into that much detail, but definitely check it out if you're curious. So I'm basically going to start with the main 2 booking windows that you need to know about if you are going to be renting DVC points. So the first booking window that you need to know about is the 11-month mark. This is as far out as you can book. So even if you do plan your Disney vacations 2 or 3 years in advance, if you're wanting to rent DVC points, you can only book 11 months out. That is when that window opens for all DVC members. So at that point, DVC members can book at their home resort. They can't book at any other resort other than their home. So the benefit about renting DVC points though is you are not limited to a home resort. So you get to have your pick of whatever resort you want to request to rent points at 11 months out. The next big booking window to know about is the 7-month mark. At this point, this is when everything opens up. So like I mentioned, at 11 months out, DVC members can book at their home resort, but at 7 months, it opens up to everybody. So let's say we have a family who owns a DVC contract at Saratoga Springs. They can only book at Saratoga Springs 11 months out. But when the 7-month window comes, they can now book anywhere they want. So after that 7-month window hits, availability is going to start decreasing week by week. So that's why it's really important that you get your DVC rental request in prior to that 7-month window. Another helpful piece of information would be to know that there are some really popular resorts that book up really quick. They have a limited room inventory, which is why they fill up really quick. So those resorts would include Beach Club, Bay Lake Tower, Copper Creek at Wilderness Lodge, and what would be another one? Villas at Grand Floridian. I would say those go the quickest, along with the studios. Those are all gonna go really quick. So if you're interested in staying in a studio at any of those, I would have your request in 11 months out. Now keep in mind that it's not impossible or unheard of to get a studio at the Beach Club 6 months out. That could definitely happen, but your chances are very slim, especially if you're going at a high volume time of year. So the fall is actually a really popular time for DVC members. There's very limited DVC availability in the fall. Same with big holidays, 4th of July, Christmas, New Year's Eve, Easter. Those are going to be some really popular times that a lot of those DVC villas are going to book up really quick. So if you're considering going the week of Christmas or New Year's, I would make sure to get your request in even a couple weeks before that 11-month window. So that way, when that 11-month mark happens, your request is already in and they can go ahead and get started on finding a member who can book that based on availability. The last point that I wanted to make was if you are planning on booking in that 1 to 3 month window and you're thinking, man, well, am I just out of luck? There's not going to be anything available based on what you're saying. Well, not necessarily. There are 2 resorts that are going to have the most inventory of rooms, meaning they're the largest resorts, and that is Saratoga Springs and Old Key West. And you do have a better chance of getting one of those 2 resorts last minute than you would at another resort. So if you are wanting to book in that 1 to 3 month window, I wouldn't set your heart on the Beach Club or the Boardwalk or Grand Floridian. I would set your expectations to know that if you submit a request for those, it probably won't get filled because there's not going to be availability. That's why it's highly recommended to book 11 months out. But if you do book in that 1 to 3 month window, just know it's not impossible, but your resort choices are going to be much more limited, meaning Old Key West and Saratoga Springs. Again, if you are wanting a more detailed list of when to book each room category, different things like that, when you start getting into more standard view, preferred view, water view, things like that, definitely check out the link below where David's actually lists out all of that information much more detailed. So highly recommend that you go check that out. I've heard from so many people reaching out to me who are asking about renting DVC points and just the process, and that they're planning a trip in 3 months and they're really wanting to rent points to stay at the beach club. And it's so sad that I have to tell them, I mean, you can submit a request, but I wouldn't set your heart on the beach club 3 months out. I hope this was helpful, just having a more realistic expectation of what's going to be available based on when you're booking. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below how you plan your Disney vacations. How far out in advance do you normally book your Disney resort? I would love to hear from you. Again, make sure that you are subscribed if you are not already. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.